Welcome to a short video from HP Models regarding airbrush or airbrushes. This is just a quick flash video, what I do in between coats on a model build. I will clean the airbrush properly after each build. That's in a separate video I did earlier on my channel. This is just a maintenance flush in between coats, from primer to main coat and then camouflage. Hope it helps. Anyway, enjoy it. To flash through a airbrush, I use alcohol, a pipette. This is 99.9% alcohol, so I squeeze a couple of tubes into my airbrush bowl, like that. Try not to waste any because I'm very wasteful at times. And I get trusty cotton bud, open the brush right up, oh, I forgot to fold the tissue, and then have a tissue ready like this, because this can get messy. And then with the cotton bud, work it around the bowl just to release any paint from the metalwork of the bowl, just scrubbing away, giving it a good work around. Pull back the trigger, don't activate the air, and work it in there, work it all around. Do it until the paint comes out with your force. Another good rub round, some on the outside, and last thing is up the business end of the airbrush. Then I take the tissue and operate the airbrush, and then fire through the alcohol through the airbrush to clean. This is a quick flush, and I only do it between coats on models. This is not a complete clean. That is one of my previous videos. This is purely just to flush it through whilst doing a model itself. If I'm doing a bigger model, then I will clean the airbrush, but for these small 172 scales that I'm currently doing, this one being the Vampire, I tend to just flush between coats. I never empty the airbrush fully. Work the trigger back and forth, just to give it as much movement and let as much alcohol flow through. Once I get to about that full, I have a little pot here that I use to clean brushes with. This is a mix of old paints, water, alcohol. It does really well for cleaning brushes, so I'll pour that in now. I then flush through again with more alcohol, just to make sure that I've got it as clean as I possibly can using this method. Again, I will do the same as before, scrub the sides, work inside the brush, around and around as much as I can, cleaning as much of the brush as I possibly can. Again, clean the head, turn the tissue over and work it again. Pleased to say we're getting clean alcohol through now, so that means that I've got most of it out, all the bad bits out of it. Just to make sure, I just do that to force any paint back out that may be lodged. but the alcohol looks pretty clean, so I just empty it as best I can. Again, the trick is not to empty the bowl. Empty it into my little paint pot cleaning brush, and then I go to water. This is pure tap water, nothing else in it. This is just to flush as much alcohol from the brush as possible. Again, another cotton bud. Give it another clean through just to try and remove every trace of alcohol as possible. I don't want it to damage any internal seals or anything. It shouldn't do, but I just want to make sure. Give it a good wipe around. And again at the nozzle end or business end of the brush. Turn it back over and we operate the brush again. Just to flush through the brush with water. As you can see, when I do that, the water's coming out almost clear, so I'm going to give it another charge of clean water and then that will be done. So just a quick squeeze through with the other end of the brush, another wipe round just to make sure, give it a good work round, all round the bowl, all round here, just a final clean. Then give it another working. Empty into the bowl, empty the brush of all water, quick look into the bowl, yep, that's fine. Try and blow any water out. Once done, give the bowl a wipe just to make sure. With the finger, give the outside a wipe. All the external areas of the brush. Quickly checking the nozzle, yes, that's lovely and clean. There's nothing in there. That is basically a quick flush of an airbrush. Just make sure the water's out of it as best as possible. Then I'll turn off the compressor, drain the air from it. And the airbrush is ready to use again for the next coat.